Hello everyone. For dinner tonight I'm going to be making my Pesto Alfredo vegetable lasagna. So I'm going to show you how I do it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make my Alfredo sauce, which is very easy. It's extremely simple. So I just put some margarine in a pan. I'm also going to add oat milk creamer to it. You could use this, you could use whipping cream. This is the silk that we got really super cheap at Walmart a while ago. You could use regular whipping cream, you could use half and half, you could use milk. Any of it will work. And to that I'm going to add some of this tofutti sour cream. You could use regular sour cream. That's just to thicken it up a little bit. And then I'm going to add some of this dairy-free Parmesan cheese. You could use regular Parmesan cheese. You could even use this kind of Parmesan cheese. You could use the Kraft Parmesan cheese that's in that green container. That works also. And then I'm going to add some garlic powder and some, I don't have it here, I'll put a little bit of onion powder in it, a little bit of salt, and some black pepper. And so that's what you'll need for the Alfredo. Then for the vegetable, in the vegetable lasagna, I'm going to chop up my broccoli really fine, and I'm also going to chop up the stalks really fine. I'm going to use red onion chopped finely. You could use white or yellow. Celery, I'm going to chop that finely, and I'm going to chop my zucchini in very small pieces. I'm going to shred my carrots, and I'll show that to you when we get to that step. And I have my lasagna noodles, and so yeah, let's get to cooking. I added the oat milk creamer to the pot. I put in a little bit of the sour cream. I put in about 1/4 cup of the Go Veggie Parmesan cheese. Put in about 1/4 cup of that. And I put in about 1/4 cup of this. I also put in garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper. I'm going to whisk it all together. And basically that's it. There's your Alfredo sauce. It comes out really rich and smooth and extremely tasty. And once it becomes smooth, I'll add a little bit of pesto, and then I will start sauteing my vegetables and assembling the lasagna. I had to taste it, and I decided it needed a little bit more salt, a little bit more garlic, and a little bit more black pepper. So it's pretty smooth now, so I'm going to just let it simmer on a very low temperature while I work on the vegetables, and I will add some pesto to it. I chopped all my vegetables and I put them in the pan, and I'm going to saute them up just until they get nice and tender. My Alfredo sauce is beautiful. I tasted it. Tastes delicious. Yeah, it's going to be good. So I'm going to add a little bit of pesto to it, and then when the vegetables get tender, I will start assembling my lasagna. I added the jar of pesto. It was not a full jar. It was only about 2/3 full. My daughter made pizza last night, and so this was what was left over, so I added that. I also had about a spoonful of green beans left over from lunch, so I also put that in with the vegetables, because what else am I going to do with a spoonful of green beans? And with the liquid, I poured some of the liquid in the pesto jar after it was empty, shook it up, and then poured it in there just to thin that out, and then used the vegetable broth that was in that and to get all the pesto that was in my jar. I also added frozen spinach because that really gives it a extra hardiness to it, and we love a ton of vegetables. So if you make this and you don't want this many vegetables, you could just do light vegetables to begin with and see how you like it. But we like a ton of vegetables, so we're going to have a ton of vegetables in ours. I put the sauce on the bottom and the lasagna noodles on top of the sauce, and then I will put the vegetables and then the Parmesan cheese. And then I'll just keep repeating layer after layer after layer until we reach the top. And now it's filled to the brim. I may have filled it up just a little too much, but it's going to be good. So I'm going to cover it with a lid and I'm going to bake it at 350 for about 40 minutes, and then I'll take the lid off and let it go for another 20 minutes, and I will show you that when we get there. And here it is out of the oven. It is golden brown. It started spilling over because it was super full, so I had to put it on a cookie sheet, but I will let it rest for about 15-20 minutes. I'll cut into it and I'll show it to you on our plates. Here it is on the plate. It looks good. It smells fabulous, and I'm hoping it's going to taste as fabulous as it did when I made it last week. So here it is, the Pesto Alfredo veggie lasagna on the plate. I made some garlic bread. We have a beautiful fresh green salad with power greens and green leaf lettuce, Kalamata olives, grape tomatoes, and red onions, and heart healthy red wine. Oh, dinner's ready. Thanks for watching.